Join Kids Hut family. Lucky cat! If the other boys hadn't come, she would have lost the fight. She should have just run away instead of fighting with such a big dog. She was bound to lose against a dog. I don't think so, Tofu. Dogs are more powerful than cats, Tia. Maybe so. But when you have courage and fight with intelligence, you can win against anyone. The Jungle Book. Once in the heart of a thick jungle lived a little boy called Mowgli. He did not belong to the jungle, as he was a human child. Yet, he grew up with a family of wolves. His mother, Raksha, cared for him as she cared for her other pups.
Careful, Mowgli, or you'll fall off the ridge.
No, Ma, I won't. See you later. And so Mowgli took off into the jungle to find his friend and teacher, Bagheera. When Mowgli had been a small baby, no more than a year old, he had been found and saved from the forest fire by Bagheera. Of course, nobody knew who Mowgli was, but they always believed he came from the man village at the outskirts of the jungle. Bagheera had handed over Mowgli to the wolves so that he could have a family to grow up with. Since then, Mowgli had learnt the ways of the jungle from his family and his friends Bagheera and Balu. He ran like them, hunted like them, climbed trees like them, and also spoke like them. Hello, Bagheera. What are you going to teach me today?
I won't be teaching you today. Today Balu has something planned for you. Let's go fishing in the river.
Hello, Balu. Let me get a stick to make a spear for fishing.
You don't need a spear to fish.
But it makes it easier.
You can't do it like that, Mowgli. That is not our way.
Then how is it that I know how to make a spear, Balu? Who taught me that? As usual, Bagheera and Balu did not have an answer to Mowgli's questions. The forest fire had started and destroyed the man village. And nobody lived there for a long time. Bagheera had tried many times to find someone to return the child to. But no one was there. When the village settled again, the men put sharp barbed wire fences and laid traps to keep the animals at bay. Although the animals couldn't understand why, all the creatures of the jungle had always maintained a safe distance from the humans. They never meant any harm to them. In any case, the fences and traps made it impossible for Bagheera to return the child back to the human world. Okay, we will do it without a spear. Let's go. The trio set off to the river bank, where Balu showed Mowgli how to catch fish without a spear. Balu would swiftly duck his head into the water and come out with fish in his mouth. Mowgli gave it several tries. Before he was successful. The day passed in the lesson and they decided to head back to the wolf pack. They had almost reached home when Bagheera alerted the other two. There was someone in the bushes ahead in the far right. Soon the others could see a pair of fierce eyes with a scar that ran across the left one, emerging from the bushes. Then the whole figure stepped ahead.
Run, Mowgli, run!
Immediately, Balu and Mowgli took off towards home, leaving Bagheera to fight the large, villainous tiger, Shere Khan. Bagheera and Shere Khan immediately leapt at each other. Shere Khan hadn't expected Bagheera to be so strong and was taken by surprise when he managed to throw Shere Khan against a large tree. The elders of Wolfpack soon joined them. Shere Khan knew he was injured and outnumbered.
You might have saved him today, but the human belongs to me. I will come back for him.
Shere Khan, what are you doing here? This is not your territory.
No territory can keep me out. And the next time I come, I will not spare anyone who stands in my way.
The jungle knew that Shere Khan's threats were not to be taken lightly, and soon worry spread in the wolf pack regarding Mowgli's stay and the pack's future. I can defend myself. I will not let any harm come to my family and friends. I know a way to put an end to this. Mowgli gathered Bagheera and Balu. I know how I came to the jungle. I have seen Shere Khan's eyes only one time before in my life. He attacked our village when I was small. To scare him, the elders used to fire. But he took me and escaped, and the whole village caught fire. When my father followed him to save me, he killed my father.
That is why the villagers have put traps and fences now.
Yes, but now we will stop Shere Khan forever. We know where he sleeps in the day, at the foot of the small mountain on the other side of the river. The bulls feed on the grassy slopes of that mountain. If we can scare them to run down the mountain, Shere Khan won't stand a chance.
That is a good plan, Mowgli.
The trio assured the others that they had found a way out of their troubles, and by tomorrow night, all will be fine. Early next morning, the three set off for the mountain. They went around it and climbed it from the other side so that no one could see them coming. Once on top of it, they could see the bulls eating the grass. Ah! The three leapt at the quiet bulls and rushed towards them, screaming so loudly that the bulls got scared and started running down the hill to escape from them. The plan was working. The whole mountainside shook and rumbled under the stamping of the bulls. This woke up Shere Khan. He saw the bulls rushing towards him. There were scores of them. Scared, he started running away from them.
He is trying to get away.
I won't let him. Mowgli took the tress and swung himself from branches of one tree to another. On the other side, Shere Khan couldn't keep ahead of the bulls. Their sharp horns poked him, and he got trampled under their feet. One would have died, but Shere Khan wasn't an ordinary tiger. He was evil, and trickery was his second nature. He latched onto the horns of one bull and tugged at him. Agitated, the bull threw him aside and over the side of the plateau. Shere Khan held to the edges of the plateau and started climbing up. He had almost made it when a small tree trunk hit him in the face. He lost his grip and fell to his death. It was Mowgli. He had reached the spot and found a small tree uprooted by the bull stampede. With his quick thinking, he had thrown Shere Khan to his end. He had saved himself and protected the entire jungle from the tyranny of this villain. Bagheera, Balu, and Mowgli returned to the wolf pack, where everyone rejoiced on hearing what had happened. So you see, Tofu, to win, you don't always have to be the strongest. If you have courage and think intelligently, you can win against anyone. Yes, Tia, now I understand what you meant. Shall we go down and play with our friends now? Yes. Wasn't last night's slumber party fun, Tofu? Oh, I had a blast. Let's do it again. I agree, but I noticed that you weren't being very nice to Cousin Rob. You were always with your friend Josh. Cousin Rob started it. Started what? Josh is one of my best friends, and Cousin Rob told me that he didn't like Josh as much as I did. There's nothing wrong in that, Tofu. I don't understand. Why not? Shall I explain it to you with a story? Yes, I want to hear the story. A very long time ago, there lived a mighty lion in a jungle. One day, he went to the river to drink water. But his leg got stuck in the thick, slushy mud of the riverbank. No matter how much he tried, his leg wouldn't come out. He called out for help. But alas, there was none. And so he remained stuck in the mud. After a few days, a kind jackal came to the same spot of the river to drink water. He saw the lion stuck in the mud. Your Majesty, are you all right?
No, Jackal. I am stuck in the mud. I cannot move. I have been here for days now.
Give me a moment, Your Majesty. Let me see what I can do. The jackal quickly crossed over to the riverside where the lion was stuck. With his paws, he dug out the mud where the lion's leg was caught. I think your leg should be free now. Please try and come out. The lion tried to move, but he couldn't. His leg had become stiff after being in the same position for so many days. Seeing this, the jackal made more efforts to free the lion. He pushed him and pulled him till he finally came out of the mud. The lion was very happy to be able to move freely after so many days.
Thank you, kind Jackal. You have saved me.
You are welcome, Your Majesty. Now I must get back home.
Where will you go? Why don't you come and stay with me? You've saved me, and now you are my friend for life.
The jackal accepted the lion's offer and both grew their own families. But they continued to live together and hunt together. Their children would even play together. But the lioness did not like the friendship between the jackal and the lion. And she conveyed the same to the lady jackal. The lioness told me that the lion does not want us to live here with him and his family. Hearing this, the jackal was very upset and went to see the lion. I thought we were friends, But if you did not want my family and me to live here with you, you should have told me so. Instead, you conveyed your message to me through the lioness and the lady jackal?
My friend, I don't know what you are talking about.
We are leaving.
No, my friend, don't leave me and go. I have not done anything of that sort. I want you to stay with me.
The jackal understood what had happened. I am sorry, friend. I understand your sincerity and love towards me. I think I judged you too quickly. It is not you who wants me gone, but the lioness. I shouldn't live here any longer.
No, you don't have to go. I will speak to the lioness.
No, don't worry about it. My family and I will live in another home. But you and I will still remain friends. It is best for both families. Though the lion was very sad, he agreed. And so the jackal made another home for himself and his family. But his friendship with the lion remained. They met every day, went on hunts together, and shared lives good and bad till the end of their lives. The lioness didn't like the jackal, even though the lion and he were best friends. And she knew that the jackal had saved the lion once upon a time. Yeah, that's why I'm telling you, Tofu. Sometimes you may like someone very much, but your family may not feel the same way about them. Oh, I get it now. Let's call Cousin Rob and others for one more slumber party. I promise I will behave better this time. Look, that's a wolf out there. He looks so big and cunning. Yeah, Tofu. Wolves are known to be clever and cunning. My childhood memories with wolves are quite interesting, especially the story of the wolf and the 7 little goats. The wolf and the 7 little goats? Wow! I haven't heard that one. Tell me the story, Tia. The Wolf and the 7 Little Goats. Once upon a time, there lived a mama goat and her 7 little kids. Theirs was a happy little home. All the 7 little kids used to play in the meadows, into the wild with the butterflies and birds singing along. Their days used to go in complete harmony and bliss. Until one day, a big black wolf noticed these little kids playing in the meadow.
Ha ha ha! Such an easy treat they are for me. I haven't eaten since ages. I'm sure these would make delicious lamb chops for my dinner tonight.
He waited for the moment when the mother goat would leave her kids alone, patiently hiding in the bushes. Children, I'm going to the market to buy bread and cookies for you. I'll be back by evening. Just make sure you remain conscious of this big bad wolf.
But Mommy, how would we know if it's not you?
The wretched wolf can easily be recognized
with his hoarse voice and black feet. "Don't open the door, or else you little ones would get into danger."
Don't worry, Mummy. We would take care of ourselves.
The mother goat went off to the market, and the kids made doubly sure with the locks on the door. After making sure that they are safe in their little home, off they went to play, when suddenly there was a knock on the door.
"Hello, my children. Open the door. Your mother is back."
Hearing the voice, the youngest one scampered to the door.
Mummy, she's back.
In no time, the eldest one ran to catch his little sibling.
No, it's not our Mummy. She hasn't got such a rough voice.
And then, looking at the door, the eldest kid shouted back saying,
Go away, you big bad wolf. Our mother doesn't have such a hoarse voice.
Hearing this, the wolf got annoyed and ran to get a box of chalk, as he had heard that this would make his voice as soft as that of a baby. But kids, you shouldn't do this at any cost, as this would only make your tummy ache badly. So off he went and gulped off the whole box of chalk. Knocking on the door again, he said,
"Hello, kids. Your mother is back. Look what I have got for you. Cookies, breads, and ginger ale."
Oh, that sounds like our mother. Should we open the door now? But look down there. Our mother has not got black feet. This is surely the wolf. Go away, you big bad wolf. Our mother has not got black feet, but beautiful white feet.
Hearing this, the wolf ran to the miller and jumped into the mountain of white dough. He was all white from head to toe. Running back to the house, he knocked again and said,
"Kids, your mother is back. Open the door."
That sounds like our mother, and also the feet are white. We should open the door now.
Not knowing what danger awaits them, all the kids ran to the door and opened it. But just to see who was standing there, the big bad wolf gave a loud laugh and brushed off his white powder.
"Hello, kids. Are you ready to become my feast tonight?"
The kids ran here and there to save their lives. One went inside the kettle, the other in the oven. One looked for a place under the bed, and the other tried saving itself by hiding in the pot. The youngest one was so tiny that he managed to hide himself inside the clock case. The wolf, having no mercy, started taking them out from their hidings. One by one, he rolled them in a ball and gulped them up.
Ah, there goes the first one. Oh, the second one is under the bed. Here you go.
In no time, he ate all the kids except for the youngest one, who was hiding in the clock case. With his tummy full, he burped and left the home. When the mother returned, she was shocked to see the door open and waited for the biggest nightmare that might have come true. The house was all upside down. The crockery was broken. The curtains were torn. The chair was broken, and the kids were nowhere to be found. She cried for them.
"Children, oh children, where are you?"
At that very moment, the youngest one came out of the clock case and hugged his mother, crying and howling.
Oh, Mother, the bad wolf disguised us by sounding and looking like you. He ate up all my brothers and sisters. What will we do now?
Don't worry. Let's go and look for him.
They went out searching for the wolf. His tummy was so filled that he slept off in a meadow near the house itself. His snores was so loud that even the branches of the tree were shuddering. The mother goat very quietly went near him and asked her youngest kid to get scissors, thread, and a needle. Off he went to get them. The mother goat very quietly slit open his tummy and took out all her kids from his tummy. They then filled up his tummy with stones as big as balls, and then she stitched the tummy with the thread and the needle. The wolf had such a huge feast after so long, and he slept all night. In the morning when he got up, he was so thirsty that he tried running to the well, but his belly was so heavy that he could hardly walk. He picked up his belly and managed to reach the well. But the moment he bent down to drink water, he couldn't handle the weight and fell in the well. The kids were looking at all of this from their window and shouted happily,
Mommy, Mommy, the wolf has died. Now we can play freely outside without any fear. And they lived happily ever after.
now that was one cunning wolf. But Tofu, if you be bad to others, bad happens to you too. Always remember that. Yeah, Tia. For your favorite rhymes, stories and more, join Kids Hut family. Subscribe here.